think you're getting this stuff down, Wes. I really do, man. It was pretty fucking good. You know?
Hey, that was for you, Bill, because people don't know this, but Bill likes some of that hard shit.
Man, I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give you a 9.5. Man, it was the timing was good too. It faded off just in time. Man, I thought it was good. It was.
I'll drink to that, sir.
A little late.
It really was good, Wes. I had my fingers crossed for maybe Beach Boys or something like that, but disco techno was a close second. Yeah. And I'll go 8.8.
We got to change it up, man. You know, we can't. But if I'd have known that
couldn't have been better.
The good life on the beach of California, I would have went a little Beach Boyish, but I didn't know.
Did you unfollow me, Wes? Did you unfollow me?
You know, I do have you blocked. I'm tired of congratulating you every fucking Sunday. It gets old.
I'll turn the comments off from now on.
Did you congratulate him, Wes? Did you congratulate?
I don't think I did. You know. Yeah, he knows. I put on the last one. I think it was about 5 ago. I was like, "Look, take this congratulations through the Royal, if you would. Congratulations." So,
thank you, Blanket 2025. Congratulations.
John gave us a 9.7. I sure appreciate that, big guy.
What's up, John? How's it going, buddy?
I don't know if anyone's giving you anything. Any other scores from any of the Shiggin gang, if you will? So
they're still coming in, and as you come in the door, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the page, please.
There you go. And man, we're getting more and more on Spotify. So I'm hopefully we're kind of limited. You know, they only allow 50 hours on the streaming podcast. So man, I got to get them uploaded, or they're going to start deleting them. So. But we're getting there. So
thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I
uploaded quite a few not too long ago. But if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Music, and you can watch the show live on YouTube every Tuesday, 8:00. And man, you can interact with the comments and whatnot. So if you're just listening to the show, man, some of the stuff you kind of may miss out because you know, our producer Wes is reacting from what's happening in the comments. But welcome everybody.
What's up, Huddleston? Glad to see you guys, man. It's been a week.
How many do we have on Spotify, Bill? How many episodes we got on there now?
Man, I don't know. Probably we're probably about 25 episodes behind, you know. So if we're on 60, I bet we got 40 or 50, you know. So
yeah, and then only 50 hours, so they start dropping off like the old episodes, or how's that work?
Well, StreamYard's the program that we use to broadcast, like what you know how that we broadcast, it saves the files, but we're limited to 50 hours. So if I don't download the audio file from StreamYards and then repost it to the podcast platform, which is BuzzFeed, I think, man, you know, and then the BuzzFeed people, you know, they only let you do 10 hours a month. So, man, you can't just go and upload them all. So it's you know, it's the struggle is real. But man, we'll get it slowly but surely. So.
Quite the juggling act.
More of this bullshit tonight.
I see Schaefer's in here already.
What's he saying?
Well, we love you, Schaefer. Now go to fucking sleep.
On Spotify, stay there so you don't have to.
He got his one dig in. He can go to bed.
That's awesome.
Night, Chris.
Yeah, love you, buddy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No big deal.
Yeah, no, Brandon, I did not get my Barbecue Champs log on. I'm going to talk with Bill after the show. See if I can get that back door, that bootleg
version.
He's got the hackers working on it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got
the Russian after it, you know. So.
No big deal.
And he's out. And no, you don't, Lisa, you don't want Chris out to Hawaii. No. No. That island that needs to be pure and just stay away from anything Schaefer.
Right.
Where'd you cook this weekend, Wes?
Was in Van Buren, Arkansas, man. Got to hang out with our good friend Reagan all weekend. And I advise anybody listening, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just telling you. It doesn't.
The way to wake up in a fog.
I would say it knocked me down a few spots. I will say that.
Yeah.
Reagan's an animal, and you don't want to hang out with him. So we were in the inaugural Old Town Smokeout. Man, beautiful town up in. I mean, you're basically just a couple of miles from the Oklahoma border. First time I've ever cooked over that way, and it was hot. it was absolutely hot. But no, it was a good thing, good cook, and some good teams over there, and it's always fun. Look, everybody wants to win every weekend, but it's always fun to see somebody who has put in the time, a good guy, get their first GC, and I got to see that this weekend with Mickey Lindsay with Blind Hog. He got his, he's put in the time. He's got new trailers, got new pits. He's done a bunch of classes. He just stays in the backdrop, does his stuff, and he got the pop one. He didn't just pop it, man. He put a good lap on us, and man, congratulations, Mickey. It was awesome to see.
Man, who RGC'd it? Do you remember or no?
Yeah, Charles with Glamping RGC'd it.
Okay, yeah. Congrats to Charles. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So,
and how far up is that from Texarkana? Like, an hour or two?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, you're not far from there. You're probably, if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because man, I'm only looking at the maps when I'm going somewhere. I'm like, punch in where I got to go. How long does it take? Get in, get out.
A little bit middle of the nowhere.
You're going middle of the very west side of Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're right next to Fort Smith.
There were a few Texas teams that joined up. I mean, Reagan was there, and I think Tiny E showed up.
The elevation through there in the mountains and the hills, don't you?
Yeah, it was just closer to the sun. There was no coolness. It was hot. It was, and this is not a knock on these. Look, this is the first year they're going to make it better and better, but there was no water, there was no power. The generators were smoking, and man, it was. Nobody really got outside of the nighttime because we were jumping in shadows and staying in ACs, and man, it was sweltering. So I don't know what it was like for you guys in Rhode Island, but it felt like it was 110 degrees there.
Man, I tell you what, it was warm.
Was it?
We just came out of Alaska, and then we got to Boston. Man, we put in a quick fishing trip Saturday morning. The contest was, Saturday, Sunday contest. So the contest was on Sunday, and Bubba wanted to go fishing, so we got to do a little striper fishing in the salt water. Man, that was fun as shit. We got into them pretty good. These are big fish, They let you keep one apiece, but it's got to be. I think it was 27 to 31 or 28 to 31. It's a pretty small slot, and man, we were with MV Charters. Mike, man, he knew his shit. And he's like, I got this hole, and we're kind of in the slot about half the time. We caught one smaller, and then. Man, four or five that were too big. One almost 40, big as Bubba. So that was fun. And man, it was real pleasant. It was cool temperatures. And then, shift gears, go out to the contest that afternoon, get all set up and everything. And like, wow, it's warmer, and it was humid. We were probably 10 or 15 miles inland where the contest was. And
this is what Brian says. I want to know if that's true. He's talking about it was so humid up there. Almost like it was more humid in Texas. I find that hard to believe. Is he right?
Man, it was as humid as it gets, right? So your shakers are all sweating up. I mean, it was there.
Damn.
And it was pushing. So Sunday for the contest, it was pushing 90, right? Was it about 90? 89 degrees, and it was 100% humidity, but it wasn't raining. So it was warm. But man, it was super nice, man. I never cooked up in the Northeast, and it's been a long time since I've even been up that way. Man, the humidity was not nice, but shit, other than that, Matt, man, he does a great job. He's bending over backwards to help teams out that want to travel and come in, and man, had everything we need. Man, I got to cook on a Humphrey smoker for the first time, and man, it ran it was a cube pint, I believe, and man, it ran like a dream. Like, really made life easy, especially for traveling. Had a good cook. Man, we came up just to,
razor thin, man.
0.62 points short, something like that, give or take, whatever. So congrats, Donald Keene. Man, he's going to the Jack, man. He had a great cook. He said he did. We were sitting right next to each other at awards, and then, they started off 10th chicken. There we are. And it's like, all right, playing from behind, boys. We're going to have some work to do. And, as it goes on through the award, well, they got through ribs, and, man, we didn't have a rib call, and they got down to first. And I'm like, man, the day's either over or we're in it at this point on the next one. And, I wouldn't have called first place ribs. It was a good rib, but, whatever. And, man, we hit first place ribs, so man, we're back in it. Because otherwise it was going to be a short afternoon on awards.
Let's go to the airport, Harmon. Let's go.
We were done if we didn't walk in ribs with the 10th chicken. But we did. We hit first. And then, man, pork was 6, so we're still in the mix or whatever. And Then it gets down to brisket calls, and Donald's got I think he had a 6 chicken, maybe fourth rib, and then it gets down to brisket. And I lean over it, and man, he's a nervous wreck, man. He's rocking in the chair. He's just like, man, and I'm just kind of having fun watching him, because.
And he got first pork, didn't he? I think he got first pork, didn't he?
Did he get first?
I think he did. I think he got.
No,
first.
he got fourth. He got fourth.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, because 16 Mesh got first pork. They were our neighbors, and he came over and I tasted his pork, and I told him, dude, that's money. And he's like, really? And I'm like, no, dude, fucking you nailed it, man. It's great pork. And he ended up hitting first, so that was kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, he had fourth pork. I had sixth. I had first ribs. I think he had fourth, maybe, and I had 10th chicken. He had sixth. So, man, that biggest gap was in that chicken. And only one I beat him in was we get down to brisket. I'm like, how was your brisket? He goes, man, it's fucking nails. It's really, really good. It's really good, really good.
You sounded like that.
Yeah, and then they start calling them down, and they get to fifth, and man, I'm sitting there too, like, and brisket hadn't been too kind to me the past few weeks. Like, here we go, see what this goes, And they get down to fifth, and I'm thinking, man, I'll take a walk at any time, right? Like, better than not. And then, man, they got to, I think, fourth. I think they got the fourth fourth brisket. It was either fourth or third for sure. And Donald goes, man, I'll take it right now. Just get it. He can't wait no longer, right? He can't wait no longer. And he's got these glasses, and they're like with fins, and then they light up straight Donald style. I mean, it's so funny. And so then he puts those on, and they get to second, and man, it's mine. And I'm like, I felt like, man, at this point we're going to the jack if Donald doesn't walk. That's where my mind's at. Like, I didn't think I had anybody getting around the corner. And I go up there and I get my deal. And then as I'm walking back, and they're like, first place brisket. And man, they got the Donald's music. And man, I went up and gave him a high five and congratulated him for going to the jack. So we're sitting there. They start calling top 10, right? And they get down the list. They get to about fifth. And he's rocking over there. He's like, and he goes, Phil, do I have it? And I'm like, man, very small chance I can catch you, right? Like, man, probably 98% it's you, Donald. And he's like, I got it. He's just like, not, man, he's coming apart. And because I had a first rib, and he had like a fourth rib or whatever. That's the only meat I beat him on. He beat me on every other meat. But you never know. You never know what those points are.
You're absolutely right.
And I figure he had me by 2 or 3 points just in my brain where it was at. And anyway, reserve, I was pretty prepared to hear reserve. And, man, I did reserve it. And anyway, Donald got the GC. And then, man, we went and got the sheets. And then I look at it, I'm like, fuck me. Just kind of like, man, why couldn't it be 10 points? Why's it got to be 0.62? And then it goes through your mind like, I mean, I even had some nines on appearance. If like that ain't a 9 and it's a 10, like, man, make it a little fucking better or a more redneck, whatever it takes to get that point. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that stuff. Yeah, shit. We'll try again.
The best advice I've been told before, Phil, is do better.
I felt that way. Do better. You know what? I should have done better.
How many below 1 point reserves have you got? Is it 2 or 3 in like these autos that you have been in these things?
Well, the past 2 weeks was, we're both an auto to the jack.
Yeah.
And last week, week before in Alaska, it was 0.0116. So that's 11 hundredths of a point, right? Like, man, I think the only way you can get closer is if you tie and then they go to a tiebreaker, which would have been worse, So, just I guess the margin of it and having a trip to the jack.
That's right, buddy. Do better.
Sting a little bit, but would I want third instead? No, man. You deal with it. You do better.
No, you're exactly right. What about you, Bill?
Man, I was birthday partying all weekend, so I was on lockdown. So, but man, my last 2 cook-offs before that were both reserves, which were both qualifiers. They weren't autos, but man, it'd be nice to have 2 extra bungs in the hat. So I'm sitting on 3, and man, I think Buddy asked if I was going to go to New Hampshire. Man, I'm not decided yet on, man, if I'm going to fly up there and chase some of these autos. But this weekend, man, I was on lockdown. We got the grandbabies in town for the party. So my grandson turned 1 this month and my granddaughter turned 4. So we did a joint party, and man, there was no way I could go anywhere but the party. So, which was fine, man, I wouldn't want to miss it. And, it's not like, man, I cook just about every weekend I want to. So it doesn't bother me to sit this one out and throw a big party for the grandkids. So, man, we've been having fun.
That's awesome, man. Brian, I think you need to start listening to Buddy. We even posted the screenshot of the message. He told you to leave the pepper at the house. You're not going to listen to him.
Man, I tell you what, let me interject on that. Brian cooked right next to me, and man, I thought he had a great cook. He did. His pork was over, and he knew it. But other than that, man, he showed me the rib box, and man, these are like, man, it's a perfect box of ribs. Like, you can't get no better. And it did have the pepper flakes showing through. And in hindsight, maybe it's a perfect Texas box of ribs. But they looked amazing, and yeah, not so much. They didn't care for it as much as we did, I guess. Appreciate it, John.
No, buddy. Appreciate it, John. Buddy, I want to get to that here in a minute, John. I only ruined one poor bastard's hat, and I actually tried to talk him out of it. And he came up, and he was because I have my name on the door. I believe he thought I was actually in Pitmasters, and I tried to tell him that I wasn't. He didn't want to listen, and then he wanted an autograph, and I was like, "Man, what do you want?" He's like, "My hat." I said, "Why?" And he looked at me as serious as he could. He goes, "You just never know." And I just laughed. Like, "Hey, man, I'll fuck your hat up if you want it. Give it here." And he sat out there and got some shade and some fan. And then some other guy came up to me and was asking all about Brad and all about getting basted. And I'm trying to set up, and he would not leave me be, which, he wasn't bothering me, but he was, man, that Brad guy was getting basted. I was like, yeah, he is pretty good. I'm sitting there going, man, I'm trying to get in here and get set up. And you haven't asked one thing about me, but you're trying to get me to find out what Brad's schedule is. And I was like, man, do you want to stick? He was like, I'm good.
And we want to thank this fella for watching the show. Thank you. I appreciate it.
He was a very nice gentleman, but he was a Brad groupie. And I mean, he was just like, man, he's all over the place. He's on, this Bobby.
Did you tell him that you walked Brad by 8?
I told him that, honestly, I invited Brad out. Brad's ducking me. He didn't want my sticker. He wanted to know where Brad was cooking next. I was like, look, Brad may be here. He's a sneaky son of a bitch. He may be in one of these back alleys cooking. You never know.
Right.
But Brad he was up there choking away on that first on the table 80th place brisket that he got. So sorry, Brad. I had to say that. But no, he's it was a fun time. But no, I didn't ruin any more hats. Thank God.
Right.
John, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, John. I appreciate it, bud. Well, man, I think our guest, Gabe Smokin Volts, you were cooking against him a couple of weeks ago, huh? I was in Oregon, and he GC'd one of the days there in Oregon. Got him a little bung. I think it's what was he saying? It's a 25% or maybe 4 bungs in Oregon. Yeah. So I don't know how many bungs did. Oh no, he reserved Pussyq. He did reserve Pussyq.
Yeah, so. Bill, I honestly just figured it was another just California field filler showing up. Just I'm watching him in the stage, just laughing. I was like, oh man, he's coming to bring us Southern boys some money. Yeah. And Gabe showed up, was cool as could be, and man, showed up, kicked our ass, grabbed a whole bunch of Pussyq money, rolled to the burnt bean, ate on our money, and then went home. So guys cooking very well.
Let's bring him on and find out how much money did he make at Pussyq. What was the total per Gabe at Pussyq?
What's up, Gabe?
If you don't mind sharing.
What's up, guys? Total.
What's up, Gabe? How much money do you have in your wallet? We need to know, right?
I think 6,500 is what I took.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really bonus to the trip, right? Pick up a new trailer and $6,500. That a boy.
helps that trailer price a little
awesome.
bit.
Love it when a plan comes
You
together.
know, it didn't feel good when I heard his dad in the background going, "These Southern boys ain't shit." And I was like, "Oh man." I don't. What do we do? What do I do with my hands? He just
Man,
called.
he messaged me, said, bro, I'm going to take, it's like taking candy from a baby. I'm going to wheel down here, probably similar to Oregon and just, take all the money,
Yeah.
So
The word is he's going to stop his job and he's going to go around doing
Oregon
BBQ
one,
contest.
man, that Oregon one, man, I made great money with the reserve. I'm sure you cleaned house with that GC in Oregon as well.
Yeah. I think both days total was close to like almost 10 grand.
Yeah,
between the 2 days.
Oh, that Oregon one was no punk, man.
No.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Man, that's how I'm getting this new camera. Man, I did good in Oregon and I did good last weekend here in Texas. Yeah, Cuero.
Yeah.
So
you fuckers throw a $2,600 one out there, I'm going to clean house up. I'm just telling you.
Man, you're going to crawl over broken glass to get to it too.
Yeah, absolutely. You wait. The 2,600 is for the whole contest. We're not talking about for the winner.
Mm-hmm.
We knew what you meant, Wes.
Big checks and big pots. The jingle envelopes. You know what I'm talking about. Those are where I shine right there.
The trophies are this big.
We actually shared trophies. It's like, hey, give that second place pork to the guy coming up and let him
got different nameplates we slap on every time somebody gets a call.
His magnets.
The backyard was no joke at BBQ too, though. The GC was $5,000 for two meats.
Yeah.
Two chicken and ribs, you get $5,000.
Yeah, man, it doesn't play.
How was the RGC trophy, Gabe?
Oh, dude, it's nice. It's heavy as shit, man. Like, Jesus.
How much you think it weighs?
It probably weighs close to 100 pounds.
Okay,
and that is 100 pounds less than what it weighed 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
They used to be bigger. They were like 500 pounds.
So it would take 3 to 4 people to load that up. And if you didn't have a truck with some room in the bed, you were not getting it home, to the point where people were like, listen, we love great trophies, but this is way too big to get home. So they had to shorten these things.
Yeah, they shortened it, but it wasn't any lighter.
Man, you're California. What part of California are you?
Inland Empire, Fontana, by the racetrack, or the old racetrack.
So is that north or south of LA? How far?
East.
West.
East. Okay. East of LA. Nice.
So check this out. Bearded Monkeys won, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He said his GC trophy was 350 pounds.
And I was there that year. That's Bearded
right.
Monkeys. Yeah. And those trophies were stupid, So
they were, it seemed like they were 6.5, 7 foot tall. It took several people to get in there. So then they were just way too big. They were great, but just too big.
And they're also, I guess they're all still made by probably the same artist, the chainsaw artist, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And they were pretty cool this year, but
that's
everybody knows now BBQ is no more. So that was it, man.
Man, I wonder if the chainsaw orders can move contests. Just a thought.
Yeah. I'm sure, man. They're great trophies. I mean, I'm telling you, some of the best out there.
Well,
so
Gabe took a picture of his brisket trophy because he won brisket as well as RGC. He was first place brisket, and man, it's stupid. It's way cool. Yeah. And I used it for the thumbnail, but man, it was I couldn't shrink it inside the circle to see the whole thing. So, but yeah.
Gabe, you've been on fire with that brisket, bro. You hit first when I was there in New Mexico with you. Yeah, if I remember correctly. You hit first at BBQ. Yeah. And how'd you do in Oregon on brisket?
They kind of dog walked us on some of our big meats, man. They did not like big meat at all.
Well, you got to I think I had
like 5th in brisket on day 2. Day 1 was brutal. Like they just beat us up horribly. But yeah, that brisket recipe has been pretty solid.
They don't always get it right.
Yeah, they don't.
I say that.
But yeah, shit, yeah, man. So Southern California. Man, y'all don't have a ton of comps per year, do you? You got to travel quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, you got to get on the road.
Yeah, I got to travel. I think there's maybe 2 left in the state for the rest of the year. So, like I said earlier, I'll go to Salt Lake City in a couple of weeks, and then we'll fly out to Hawaii and cook that. Then August, the end of August, we're going to Idaho Meridian for that comp.
Yeah.
And then there's a comp in California in September. And then I talked with Schaefer and Brad about trying to chase an apple.
No big deal.
Nice.
Have you cooked at Murfreesboro or no?
No, I
apple
haven't. But
Yeah.
that's the
When is
apple
it?
one.
When is it?
It's September. I think like middle of September.
It's going to be before, obviously, a little before the. So they're going to have Jonesboro, and then they moved it. So Jonesboro, Arkansas is before. So if you want to come in and do that one the weekend before, then Murfreesboro. Those apples are awesome. But the ABS is the weekend after the Royal. If you want to get one of those big ass peaches they've got, which is just like the apples, and kind of come in Georgia, those things are awesome too. Glass blown peaches, they've got the glass blown apples, and then I think they're doing one in Michigan this year that has glass blown cherries.
Huh.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I get back to Minnesota around August 1st, and I plan on that being a few weeks. And I have no idea where I'm going, but man, if I'm taking suggestions for cool contests, working my way back down to Texas. So
Murfreesboro is one of them. My goal is to go this year. I signed up one year, couldn't do it due to a work function that popped up last minute.
And isn't Murfreesboro usually like the week before the Royal or the week after?
It usually is, and it's always been Murfreesboro and Jonesboro. Jonesboro loves our food, so I always go there. And I'm like, man, I want to go there, but they just love my food there.
Right.
Now they're staggered, so it's the weekend before. So we're going to try to go to Murfreesboro this year.
Gotcha. And is the Royal right after Murfreesboro or no?
Royal's the first weekend in November.
It's in November now.
Oh,
For just this year, from what I hear.
Gotcha.
So,
And how long have you been throwing meat in parking lots, Gabe? How long have you been at this game?
So like sporadically since 2017, but like solid consistently, it's been the last 4 years.
Last 4 years.
This would be like year 4 for us.
Yeah.
damn, bro, you're doing well for just year 4. So, congrats.
You spend a lot of money, take a lot of classes. You better learn something.
You damn right. So you don't have to get into exactly who, but just roughly how many classes have you taken so far into this whole program?
Let's see. 2 of the guys I've taken their classes on this podcast right now.
I didn't see you in my class, bro.
Man, he didn't say he took the Temu version. You know,
that was good, Wes. Wes didn't skip a beat on that, man. That was good, Wes.
No, I've probably got like 10 classes.
Yeah.
10 classes. God, man, you're $100,000 into this. You have to win.
Wes is over there, man. I got discount codes. I can save you
I
some
got
bucks.
discount codes.
I mean,
I got
Well,
Temu
come to
versions
me.
of every class out there.
it may be the old stuff, but old stuff, it may be 2 years old. But it'll walk.
All that old stuff is circling back around right now.
Still a little value in those VHSs.
I still got some of that Fab B beef ingestion from like 7 years ago. If you need it,
The BV beeper upper.
How many actual classes have you taken, Wes? I mean, over the years, you think?
5.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
About 5.
Oh, well, I mean, look, there is. We all talk about this, and you guys, y'all are giving. You got to take the right classes. You can screw yourself by taking too many of these classes and get in your own head. You got to take the right one, and man, know where you need to be. So I may take a class just for a protein, and everything else. I'm like, well, I'll listen to it, but I'm here for pork or I'm here for brisket.
Right.
I think I know where he got that brisket. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but I'm just saying. And it's been killing it. Look at Smokin Toast. Thank you, boss.
Oh, there's Toasty coming
Thanks,
in.
Caesar.
Thank you,
Appreciate
bud.
it, buddy.
And you guys got classes coming up, right?
Man, I don't have any coming up.
No.
So, no, mine are still just sitting online.
Well, yeah, I say that. Yeah, I actually do in a couple weeks in New Zealand. I've got a
Mhm.
class.
There you
If
go.
anybody wants to make it, I think we still got a few seats left.
Me and Fred keep talking about doing one, but man, we're both kind of procrastinators, at heart.
Fuck Fred.
You missed
Neither one
no
of us-
big deal like 6 times, but you're on top of that one, weren't you, Wes?
I gave 4 no big deals. Chris don't deserve a 5th. I can't
Well,
get.
I don't know. I think Bill got on there like, man, I RGC'd my last 2 contests, missed nothing.
Well, you got to realize he was already on a podcast before this one.
Yeah. Oh, and you're
He
over there with a little
mentioned,
ticker tape.
no
I already
less
done it
than
4
3
times.
times
I think
that he
you need another
RGC'd it. So it was. I'm kind of numb to it.
And it falls under the blanket. Congratulations.
Look, man, everybody, and look, can we even say this? Every Sunday, I know I miss some people. I'm sorry. Just congratulations to everyone who got calls. I know I probably missed 30 people.
And you missed mine, for sure.
I'm
I
sure.
thought you unfriended me.
I think I did. It's cool. I still love you, though.
Did he congratulate you, Gabe? Did Wes congratulate you or no?
I text them.
He texted.
I don't have them on social media. Well, I mean, I was a little pissed off because he left directly from that contest in Montgomery, showered, and drove straight to Shiggin to get in line because I saw the photo of him sitting out there in burnt bean, and I was like, man, it ain't that damn good. He's like, it's that good.
It's fucking good.
Like
isn't it? It's fucking good. It's fucking good. Yeah.
It's fucking good, man. Like that
It
breakfast is
It is.
ridiculous.
No, it's good. But Gabe, he was birthday partying it last weekend too, same as me. Me and him were both. Birthday partying.
I didn't get to go to Blackfoot, and that I think Jan.
Who ended up winning Blackfoot?
Smokin won it. Smokin won it, but then
that's
she's
right.
from Canada, so she had to give up the auto, and then second and third were 0.36 away from each other too, and RGC got the auto to the jack.
Oh wow!
Man,
Who
we need to.
was the
Speaking of
RGC?
Donald Keene, I'm gonna need a birth certificate or a state of citizenship. And Kurt, same thing goes for you. Just saying, official audit. You've been called out. I need to make sure that you're not internationals imposing in this country. I still got a shot.
I'm not sure Donald's American. I'm glad you brought it up because I've been thinking that for a couple of years.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Had to
But
give
yeah,
up.
man, let's get into that little brisket, huh? Gabe has been hammering it on brisket, huh?
Hell yeah. Well, if you'd have seen the brisket that he cooked in Montgomery, let's talk about that. How you got to go in and pick out the prize cow. I mean, this is a biblical brisket that he cooked.
Man, all of his briskets, bro.
That was
all of them.
not all of it. This one was nice. It was nice.
It was more than nice. Like it showed up. It was already a 178.
Customer service at Snake River Farms. Gabe is part of the customer service team at Snake River Farms. So, man,
I do have a nice selection.
Yeah.
Of
Did you see
brisket.
all the
Talk
ones
about
he
how
posted?
we get those nice
Did you
selections.
see all the ones he posted on Instagram? Did you see all those that he posted on his Instagram story?
I just saw the one he brought there to Montgomery, and I was like, we're all shooting for second, boys.
Oh yeah. Well, you should. His Instagram story is probably gone, but he posted a story of, I don't know. He had like 6 boxes. Every one of them, he had all these briskets laid out. I zoomed in on it. The smallest one was a 24-pound toad. Man, he's got nothing but toads. Yeah, so, he's part of Snake River Farms, bro. So.
He's got to be part of their team. So, are you cousins with Anella? Or were you related to her?
I'm not related to her. But she is a friend.
Buddy.
Yeah. Man, it ain't just Anella. Man, there's a couple other girls over there that they circle back. Gabe helps them all out, and he's running the customer
They're super
service.
nice over there.
Circle back.
Hey, when he says help out, can you expand on that?
Wait, what was that?
I can if Gabe don't want to.
He said he helps them out. I said, when you say help them out, can you expand on that?
I'm pulling either one of you. I want to hear what's going on.
they don't. A lot of them don't know anything about barbecue. Like they just deal with mostly backyard people ordering steaks and stuff. So when they have questions about people complaining about briskets or something's wrong with something, like they'll ask a question and be like, "Hey, dude, like no, you can't get a toad buying a 14-16. Like simmer down." Cough up some money.
If I don't like the brisket they ship me, I send the picture to Gabe and say, "Bro, can you do something for me?" You know,
it gets you a return authorization. You know? It goes back. They send you a 24-pounder, same price.
Man, just CC him in
same price.
You know, so,
that's right.
That's too fun.
Oh no, he's got the toads for sure. So
I got you. They have their own pen for Gabe's brisket up there.
And shout out to Snake River. Man, their briskets are fucking great. They really are. You know,
they are. There was a while there they weren't, and I was chasing. So I was, A9 Mishima. I was trying anything I possibly could, and I just couldn't figure it out. And all last year I was chasing. I couldn't find brisket to save my life. And then I went back, simplified some things, went back to just got bigger briskets, 22-pound plus. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be bad. And
is that usually what you order? You usually order the bigger ones?
Before it was like I was being cheap about it. And then, you listen to Schaefer and some of these other guys who are like, bro, you got to cough up some money. If you're going to spend the money on brisket, get the big one. And chances are you're going to be happy with it. But don't expect a toad if you're ordering a 14-16. Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Hey,
you
Big Fish, his
better
brisket was so nice at Pussycue that I actually turned in pork twice because I didn't want to go up against that. It was badass. I mean, I remember looking at it, get a picture. Did you run a
snake this weekend, Wes, or no? Because you run A9s a lot, huh?
I used to run A9s, and look, I love an A9, but I stepped away from them and started ordering from Cordy. Kevin, if you're watching, I still love you, but man, I can get 2 of the Cordy flats for the price that I can get 1.8. Because if Kevin would ever start trimming out and selling just the flats, I would still order those. I like the way they cook. I like the feel of them. But man, if I can get 2 snakes, I mean, the snakes are cooking well. I mean, Cordy does a hell of a job of getting those things out, man. And Jordan goes in and trims most of them, so we know they're a hack job, so we got to clean them up. But no, I've moved over to snake this year after the first 4 contests, and they're badass.
They are
Good briskets.
And what did Peyton say? He's gonna have to go into witness protection.
Oh, we're already having a side text right now, Brian, during the show. I'm trying to get this code that he's using. I'm actually trying to get Nello's number. So Nello, if you're watching, hit me in Messenger.
Gabe, if you give Wes any codes, he's going to sell them, just so you know.
I'm going to use them for the first few times, but I'm going to sell them. Yes.
And then the code will get canceled, So.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the country will have it, So.
Hey, don't tell me you guys haven't gotten that 20% off code and then ran it every number off until you hit it again about 13 numbers down. Oh, you're laughing, but I've done it successfully multiple times. Just saying. Just a little life hack there.
Well, we get the Snake Rivers in our HEB, so a lot of us
we just go to the store.
We just go to the grocery store and pick through them. So
I wish
more of this bullshit tonight.
I've been into an HEB one time, and I remember walking back out of the truck going, "It's not fair." Y'all had everything that you could possibly want for a competition cook, just sitting in what I call like little island coolers, and I was like, "Man, it's not fair."
No. Air Smoke Central wants to swing back around on the brisket, So you got to order the big ones. That's the first, that's the first Shiggin tip is order the big ones, So.
I don't know if Jason Singletary needs any help, nor do we need to talk about it. He is a big comp killer. He just went up to New York and won that big deal for 20. I mean, he probably won 25, 30 grand up there.
We can add all the money that all of us have made over the last month and probably won't equal what Jason pulled in.
He don't even need it to begin with. But why is it the rich always win? I don't get it.
And the rich get richer. That's how it works, man.
Absolutely. So we're not going to talk brisket to you, Jason. We need you to start trending downward a little bit.
Right.
22 plus, Gabe, or those blacks or golds?
Golds, 22-pound golds.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm not. There's been a couple. There's been not all of them are toads. Like, well, the one was small, but it was still nicer than most. But it wasn't like the rest of them. But I got 8 and ended up with like 7 straight hammers.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know,
And you're on
and
drums,
all,
huh, Gabe? You're all. I mean, your whole everything's drums for you.
Yeah, everything's on drums. You know, I've cleaned up some stuff. You know, I've had the pleasure of cooking with some really good people this year. They kind of helped through some things, and got me over the hump.
I only say that because I watched your last episode. You've had a couple of one-on-one classes that's helped out here recently, have you?
Yes, I have. I cooked a double with Brad. Well, he cooked. I watched.
Nice.
You know, I was the pit bitch. And there's a lot you can take in. Classes are classes, but watching somebody in person in a competition setting and how they make adjustments and how they do certain things, that's something you can't pay for.
So if we asked you to start with chicken and finish with brisket, what exactly would Brad do?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Some of the stuff he does, it's just like the same shit we do. He just does it at a level that's way better.
He just does it better.
He just does it better. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous because, like, you're like, bro, that's the same shit I do, but my chicken don't taste like that, or you know, it's unreal. Like, he just has so much experience on those drums. Like, he told me where my hot spot was on my pork drum. I didn't even know I had a fucking hot spot. And you know what I mean? Certain things, it's just like, what the fuck, man? But yeah, it's his process is just different. And then watching the guys finish, you know, you can make or break your comp in that last 10 minutes before turn-ins.
Wow.
Oh, we got
He's the best right now, man.
Hold on a second. Hey, what's up?
I'm eating chili
Eating chili?
with a lot of beans.
With a lot of beans.
Hey, we're on the show. You're calling in as our first live guest call in ever. What episode is this, guys?
Good.
There's
67.
Corey now.
64.
We got KP calling in. You got anything to say on the Shiggin show?
He's
You're
about
live.
to freeze up.
You're live.
Yeah, surf and turf.
Surfing.
Is he still in Tijuana or no?
Are you in? Or where you at, Kit? You in Tijuana or you back?
Tijuana.
He's got his prison pocket full of goodies.
Man,
He's
poor
gonna go across.
Reed. Poor Reed wanted to go learn how to surf today, and he just wanted Uncle Kit to come. Kit, I'm hung up. I can't get up there. You'll do fine.
Couldn't make it. I had to go to the beer bar. Del Mar.
Yeah, man. You got a clip of that, Wes?
I think I do, man.
Look, we took. Yeah, Wes and everybody, man.
The show is on
56,000 people watching, Kit.
No wonder I'm so good at it. Kid knows my uncle.
Yeah, we was at the beach without you.
Uncle.
Oh, you doing a beach run for the show.
Yeah, beach run.
Right on. West Coast beach run. I'm down here by Trestles looking at the golf course.
Hey, and we got Gabe on tonight. He's on right now, and he's just down the road in Fontana.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a California show. So thanks for joining us, Kit.
Yeah, they got funny names for the cities out here. I don't know. Yeah.
This is a very interactive show, everyone.
It's a little heavy.
All right, I'll call you after the show.
It's horrible.
Later.
Hey, Kit's about to be in a jail in Juarez, Mexico.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
There's no way he makes the flight tomorrow. 0%
No.
chance.
You know, they probably won't take him to jail. You know, he will sit there and talk the ears off a donkey off the cops, and they'll just say, "Man, let him go." You know,
Just
man,
get
this guy
away from us. Just go.
Man, you can leave.
Just go.
As he's taking a shit in the jail cell, talking to people on the
And
toilet
actually-
in there.
And in saying that, Brad told me whenever he was traveling to some of these places, man, that's what you do to the cops. You just start talking like you're a dumbass, and eventually they just tell you, man, just move along, get the fuck out of here. I think he was in Egypt or somewhere with,
Oh, that's when he went and slept in the desert for a week at in a teepee. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Brad's a world traveler, man. He likes to do
Yeah.
crazy crap.
for sure. So,
All right, we were talking about what Brad does. Finish up. We've had multiple people talk about the Brad finish, so we're glad to have you on the show. But what exactly? How does he Brad finish? That guy's a walking 704, man.
Oh yeah, he just I don't know. He's just different. The way
He's built
he,
different, ain't he?
yeah, it seems effortless. Like most of us, we're struggling to finish that last 10 minutes, and it's just, okay, sure, done. Send it, full send. Here we go. And you're just like, all right, you say so.
Damn. Yeah, he knows it. There's something about him. He can hit anywhere. It doesn't matter, border to border, coast to coast. His stuff just hits. And I don't know if he I don't know if he changes anything.
No,
and
he
maybe we should get him back on the show.
And we should have him on the show sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
He, as far as I know, he runs same shit coast to coast.
Simple.
Don't change it.
It's just it's gooder than ours, as they say.
Yes, exactly. Gooder.
It's gooder than ours.
And like
That
you sit there and have the conversation with the guy, and it ain't anything different than most of us are running. We're all pretty much running something the same, something similar. It's just all about now you got to outcook each other, and he just outcooks people.
Sure.
You know, he did explain that like that recipe may taste different if you don't cook it right. So regardless of what recipe you're running, if it ain't cooked right, it ain't gonna taste the way it's supposed to.
Sure. Now you cook on drums. Have you ever? You may have stated this earlier. Have you cooked on anything else, or have you always been drums?
I used to run chicken on a GMG. I kind of just simplified it because I got tired of relying on the hopper and the auger and too many electrical parts, too many moving parts. And I always know now that I can just light a can and go. So I swapped to the cans.
and you're on team legs, aren't you, Gabe, or no? I mean, you always
Yes.
do legs?
Yeah,
I know you do
always legs. I've been
Always.
legs for a while. Hanging out with Smitty, you start getting bored. So like I
Yeah.
swapped to wings for a minute, and those were running well. But then I like legs. They look good in the box. They stay hot. I feel like wings you got to process, turn them out real quick because they get cold real fast, and they can tighten up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like to start the year, I was ready to scratch everything and buy an outlaw and go with the offset because I just wasn't happy with results of last year. I took Jordan's class at the beginning of the year so I could figure out how to run an outlaw because that was pretty much the path I was going to go. And, Schaefer told me, relax, wait till you cook with Brad first because you don't trust your drums. He's like, after you cook with Brad, and then make that decision afterwards. Never thought about it again after that cook. So I was like, all right, we got this cooked. So, made a couple adjustments. and basically just cook it better is what has been working now.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, if I could just acknowledge one comment here, Brian Payton, excuse me, let me go to the next one. You guys ever thought about having Brad on the show? We have, and we've reached out. And Brian, if you can go back into your memory bank, this is what happened when we had Brad on the show. Brad will not come back on the show.
Brad's not coming on the show.
As they say in media, I have efforted him to come on the show multiple times. I consider Brad a good friend. Brad's not coming back on the show. Not after this again. So not only did he embarrass his mother, he offended Brad. So we have to go through mediators through different people to get information on Brad. It just happened.
We could probably get Chris to come on the show. Yeah.
I would, and I am a big proponent of that not happening. So we're not going to have any of the Batman and Robin on.
And
we love him.
Chris,
It doesn't mean we don't love him.
He's the one that developed the name for the show. Shout out to Chris Schaefer, Heavy Smoke. He's the one that came up with the name. You know,
that's
what I miss.
Yeah.
No big deal.
A lot of good stuff.
No big deal.
And Phil's drinking purple drink tonight, brought to you by felony charges. Inside joke, everyone. Oh, that's good stuff. So yeah, we'll get him back on. But now,
and what were your calls at Pusa besides the first brisket? What were the other calls there? Do you remember?
I had, I think it was 10th and pork.
Let's circle back.
Ribs. And then the no call and chicken kind of hurt, and I was questioning it because I only had the 3 calls, and I didn't get Wild Child. Wild Child was chicken and pork, so I wasn't too sure about when it came how close it was going to be because there was only 2 of us with the 3 calls. So it was all about where we finished, but he had the 180 in chicken, and that's basically what took it.
Yeah,
gotcha. By less than a point. I couldn't catch him.
Well, he's part of that Smoke Central shit show trio, man, and they are absolutely hell on chicken. That is their little group name. They call themselves a shit show trio.
Yeah,
and
they run that Natty Bird.
They run Natty Bird, and Natty Bird absolutely rules the Southeast.
Yeah, I was still happy. It was 13th with a 175. You couldn't. Still a great chicken cook, but I needed a 176. But still solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Jamie,
Bird.
we don't do any squirt bottles, but that's a little inside. Jamie Mint shows up in your trailer with a squirt bottle. It's some high-end tequila. Don't take it. Kick them out. Yeah, Natty Bird chicken is legendary in these parts. So that was because you guys. What did you say again? How far apart were you? I know you were really close, but I don't remember.
It was less than a point.
Oh,
I think it was like 0.6 something, 6 and change, 7 and change, something like that.
At that point, when you were reserved, you knew your reserve. I know you wanted to win it, but you knew you were getting a shit ton of money, so you're like, man, I'm good either way.
Oh, I was good either way. I was trophy chasing, to be honest. Like, I just wanted to. I was happy with the fucking brisket call. That Highland cow was fucking awesome. I was getting text messages. Hey, I'll buy that off you. Like, really? But it was. It happened. It happened that way because the trailer situation. I had ordered that trailer at the beginning of April, and they had said 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm thinking like mid-May it'd be done, and it just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and it kept getting closer. And I finally reached out and was like, "Hey, when's this thing gonna be done? Because there's a competition in Alabama If it's going to be close, I'd like to cook it on the way back. And she's like, she told me it'll be done at the end of the week. And I was like, perfect. I can sign up for this thing. Signed up real quick. I talked to Wes and Steve Smith. It didn't seem like Steve was real happy about me signing up, but we signed up and made the run.
Yeah.
Gave her help.
He hits me up and I'm like, yeah, man, just hit me up Wednesday. He's like, where's a good place to eat in Mississippi? He's like, hit me. I told him, I said, hit me up Wednesday. We'll go somewhere. Not a problem. I waited in the house I got hungry about 9:30. Never heard from him. He skirts I-10, goes through the south. He just passed me up. So made me feel like shit. Then he goes over to Montgomery and takes our money. So I wasn't really a fan of bringing him on tonight, to be honest with you.
And how long did that take for them to get? You said 4 to 5 weeks to get your trailer done. How long did it take them to do it?
It ended up being like 2.5 months.
Okay.
So it was ready 2 weeks before BBQ. So it was kind of a last minute deal. And I wasn't initially going to go pick it up. It was just going to be my dad and my uncle. But then the closer it got, it was like, well, since I'm out there, I might as well try and make some money. And in Oregon, we were talking to JP from Bourbon and Blues, and he was telling me that the rumor was that this would be the last BBQ. So if you were going to do it, like this would be the time to do it. So everything just lined up. So it was like, let's make it happen, and it was a great comp. Like other than 90 degrees and 70% humidity, it was fucking disgusting. Rain. But, we got it done.
I knew it was his weekend because, and if Christy's watching, look, you do a great job, but you can't control the issues that happen. So the power went out on several trailers. And it happened all the way up to Gabe's trailer. So he kept power. Everything to the left of him was out for a couple of hours. And I knew then, I was like, this son of a bitch came and he's got luck in his pocket.
Yeah.
New trailer, had the tow, just everything was working perfect for him. And I was like, yeah, he's going to show up and show out. And he did.
Yeah.
So happy for you, brother. I really am.
Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't be opposed to cooking out there again, but you'd have to fly in. But at a different time of the year when it ain't 100 degrees.
How far was the trip? How many miles was that?
Like total, I'm pretty sure it was like 5,000 miles total round trip. Fucking ridiculous, man.
Well,
We're out in Georgia. It was most of them are in South Georgia. Is that where you went?
It was Tifton.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was like because we ended up staying the night in Tallahassee Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning drove in to Georgia. It was like an hour from Tallahassee. Picked up the trailer and then took off back to Alabama for the comp.
Man, I see Doug in the comments about Banjo Q coming back or something.
All that.
You see that? Yeah,
I did, and I saw Little Gringo was asking if he was bringing it back. So, funny thing is, I heard in BBQ that was kind of the rumor going around, but I just kind of played it off. So I've never cooked Banjo BQ. I think both of you guys at the top have.
Man, I love that one. Man, it's awesome. Yeah.
I would love to go to it, but no longer here. So somebody let us know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a great contest. Man, they got speaking of cool trophies, man, that banjo is awesome. And Phil actually won it 1 year, but man, that banjo is pretty epic, so. Yeah.
No doubt. And they pay well too. I think.
Yeah.
It was a $40,000 a day comp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think on GC day 2, and it was, I think, around maybe 7,200, something like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I remember I went to it, and it was one of my first KCBS contests. It was a doubleheader, and me and Fred and Lee, a bunch of us took off. And, man, I think I was fourth on day 1 and third on day 2. And, man, I walked out of there with, I don't know, $5 or $6 grand, and, man, I was tickled to death, but yeah, it's a great contest. So
I'd love to have it. That was one that I've never done, so I would love for it to come back. Give me a chance to do it. Now, was it like by Augusta somewhere? Isn't it like way
Augusta.
southeast Georgia?
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
times that I think all the times that we did it, it wasn't the music festival because it was COVID and the music festival was
Okay.
canceled. So I never got to do it when they had the actual, the banjos with all the bands, all the actual music part, which seemingly is really big as well. Probably bigger than the actual contest. So, but yeah, little gringos on it.
You just should.
Keep us posted, will you?
That's where little gringo told me my chicken tasted fruity, So
How did
I
that
remember
chicken do that weekend?
Man, it didn't do worth the shit. And I'm sitting there talking to him after the contest before awards, and I had this one chicken, man. It was a little fruity, and then all of a sudden, my comment card said, "Man, chicken's a little fruity," And, and I'd walked ribs, pork, and brisket. The only walk I didn't have was chicken, and I finished third overall.
Hey, some of the best taste buds in barbecue, and that guy does not matter if you're his best friend. He'll screw you anyway on the judge's table. He's fair.
And I didn't add, for the record, I did not add any fruit to my chicken. There was no fruit in my sauce. There was nothing. Man, there was nothing fruity about it, unless Blues Hog is fruity. So
you ran some raspberry, didn't you?
no, I didn't run. Man, I might have.
There we go.
Put a little rise on it.
See, we'll just talk this thing through, Bill. We'll
Maybe
get
a
to the
squirt.
problem.
Maybe a little squirt here or there.
There might have been a squirt in there. So
And now that's what they're looking for. Isn't that crazy?
now they want a little razzle dazzle.
Let's run it back. Come on, Doug. Let's bring this thing back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Oh,
So
man.
when's your next one, Gabe? When's the next one you're loading up for?
19th of this month, 3 weeks.
No.
Salt Lake
Nice.
City.
Salt Lake, yeah.
Yeah. You're cooking two autos,
I
right?
think
You're
it's-
cooking Salt Lake City and Hawaii.
Yeah.
You're determined to take your ass to the Jack.
Well, yeah.
And you've
It would be
cooked,
nice.
you've cooked the Jack before, huh, Gabe, or no? Yeah.
Yeah, I cooked the Jack last year.
Okay, nice. And how'd you get in last year? Was it an auto or?
I won Hawaii the first year of the 4 meet.
Okay, nice. So, and
Now,
how'd
what
you
were the trophies?
end up doing at the Jack? Was it?
I did okay. I took fourth in chicken, so I did get a barrelhead. I was pumped about that.
Yeah.
Everything else was kind of whatever. We fucked up and left the good brisket on top of the drum and didn't shut it down and overcooked the
I'm
shit out of
glad
it.
we circled back to brisket at the Jack last year. Man, I wasn't going to bring it up. Since y'all brought
Let's
it
circle
up.
back.
Jesus.
Burn there.
You have to bring the old Phil spoof back. Make sure everybody knows it's still there.
Right.
No. So you grabbed your barrel. You do have a barrelhead there. Where'd you so did you borrow stuff when you came in there? I'm assuming.
We drove it. I drove out there, and then from there we left the Jack, and then talked to JDQ, and he had a spot for me to leave my trailer in Kansas City, and then flew home for a couple of weeks, then flew back out for the Royal.
Damn, man. So basically, you'll go anywhere they're paying good money. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, basically. So
I like
Phil, New Mexico next year is going to be $50,000 each day on a double.
Let me know when we can sign up.
I know exactly right. Like they're starting to come back, like
Twist my arm.
slowly, but they're coming back.
And Gabe, I talked to you and Pussy Q about Vegas. You guys all signing up and doing Vegas?
Man, I want to cook Vegas. I enjoyed it, So
Yeah.
I just have
She's
to
got-
remember.
I talked to her yesterday or the day before. She's got 106 spots open.
And I guarantee you, I'll be asleep at the wheel when the sign up, and man, because that Vegas filled up last year. Like, man, it was super quick,
45 minutes or something. It was done.
Man, and I sent her a note saying, hey, and she ended up finding some more spots how I got in. But man, all the,
Here we go, guys. If y'all want to know, there's never a comp for Uncle Bill that's sold out. They're going to make room. They'll kick my ass. I Bill in there.
So, man, my wife got it marked in her calendar, so hopefully I'll remember to sign up.
Yeah, I sent the registration opening to you, Wes.
You did. Thank you, buddy.
It opens, and then I know a couple guys were looking for
Hannah, we talked about it, and that's all she has talked about is flying out to Vegas and just giving you guys our money in person, and then chilling and coming back. So we do want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It looked like a damn good time when I watched it on, live and stuff, man. You guys look like y'all were having an awesome time.
Oh, it was great last year.
Bass Pro Shop, am I correct?
Bass Pro Shop.
Nice. What else you guys got, boys? I think we've then picked this one, all the meat off the bone. He's been on like 12 episodes today. A podcast.
And we're going to get all the real.
Anybody's missing anything, you do that.
We have one
real tips backstage, So.
I think you missed one question as I'm scanning through right here. It says, again, Gabe, can you tell us what Brad does specifically?
See, Phil, you got up and walked off as I was trying to. Brian Payton and made a comment. You guys ever thought about having Brad on? I said, no, we've thought about having Brad on.
We've tried.
Times. I said, we've asked him. I said, however, this is what happened when Brad was on last. I said, he don't necessarily want to come back on.
Fake news.
Oh, hell. That's good stuff. Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Michael. Appreciate it,
Michael.
Yeah, happy 4th, everybody. Gabe, it was a pleasure having you on, bud. Good luck.
Thanks for having me.
Anybody you want to thank, Gabe? Is there anybody you shout outs? Snake River Farms.
Also, Snake River Farms, man, that brisket's working this year.
Discount codes?
I don't have a code. They kind of just take care of that.
Give us the code.
But it's the same guys we always do. They're all your buddies. Brad. I talked to Bill, Chris Schaefer, Smitty, Chris Webb, Jerry Aguilar from Burning and Luton. I talk to these guys, weekly. They're really good guys, and when you're struggling with stuff, they help you out. I use all their product for the most part. You support the guys that support you. That's how that works. And, that's all you can do. And try to make those guys proud. They kind of invested their time in you. So help me get over the hump and do what I can to try and keep doing what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're killing it, bro. So congrats.
Yeah. Man, congrats. Yeah, man. See West Coast boys going out there and just tromping on it all. Man, it's pretty cool. So
it's working. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll have some luck, in a few weeks and get one of those autos and not have to worry about it. I would like to get the one in Salt Lake so I can just fuck off in Hawaii, but we'll see what happens.
And good luck to you. And I hope to see you at the Jack. I hope my name gets called for the Jack as well. So we'll see, So
yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks,
guys.